All the channels.
All the channels. So we're so happy to be here sharing with you today. Thank you for being patient to all of our people on YouTube, on Facebook. You ready for this one?
It's ready.
Okay. And we're going live on Instagram as well. Just past 11:08 today. Hi, everybody. Welcome. As you are coming in or watching this later, it's very nice to be with you on this amazing day. Akshaya Tritya is a very powerful day. It is May 3rd, Tuesday, May 3rd, a little past 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 2022. My name is Jai Shri. I am a spiritual educator and an ascension coach, a mom, an author. And you guys know me, and I know you, and I'm grateful if we are just meeting. Today we're talking about Rise of the Sacred Sovereign, and I brought along my amazing husband. For those of you who don't
Thanks
know...
for having me.
Yeah,
Join the party.
Das.
Great to be here.
Also an amazing educator, homeschooling dad.
Uh-huh.
He runs the Soul Culture Yoga Homeschool. Is it a yoga homeschool?
Yeah, of course it is.
With our beloved Narayani. And those of you who are joining, we're very quiet about coming on today, but if you'd like to say hello, we love and appreciate that. Leave a comment, and we're talking about the amazing, or your amazing, up level into this new 11:11 right now AM portal.
Into the portal.
Yeah.
Always into the portal.
Oh my gosh. I also just want to say that you're the most amazing business advisor,
You're gonna
actually.
Make me cry.
No. You're an amazing yoga teacher, dad, husband. It's nice that you're emotional. It's so sweet. And also a very powerful healer.
Trying to be a healer and a feeler.
A healer and a feeler. But not a... So bad. I was going to say not a feeler upper. Anyway, let's keep it real. So we keep it very real. We run the beautiful ship that is Soul Culture Yoga School, as well as Soul Mapping Matrix, the online digital platform and program that we created together after many years of teaching together and building community, our yoga community, our friends and family community. And of course, we moved the crystal ship to Bhakta Bandhav down the street at our own home now, and we just led one of our first kind of graduate retreats for commencement and a graduation for some of our longtime students.
So fun.
It was a sacred reconnection retreat. And today was the best day because we woke up this morning and Kala started teaching Narayani, our 4-year-old, about today's sacred special day, as he does every day. And I wanted to give you all a taste of what it is to integrate not only soul mapping, which of course is turning your triggers into portals for growth and working through shadow and owning your soul and spiritual value and spiritual worth as a regular everyday value. But soul culture school and homeschooling is really vital for us because no doubt that after Narayani grows a little more, we will expand it. And the three of us really taught our first retreat together in a long time, although she's been part of many
the whole
certification
time.
Schools. And we'll be going to, well, I'll save that for another time. What's coming up in October. But as we bring together and hybrid the Soul Culture Yoga School along with the Soul Mapping Matrix mentorship certification programs, it's also our main job to, of course, be Narayani's parents. And so tell us a little bit about this morning's experience teaching Narayani, and so that everyone can have an understanding of that integration of the yoga into the everyday world.
Oh, wow. Kids are just the most amazing. They're walking, breathing, laughing, playing portals. And they just draw everything in and transmute it.
Squeeze in a little bit here. So
I'll squeeze in.
Okay.
I'll get comfy.
Yeah.
Such a gift. Teaching kids, it's always been just a little bit, about my backstory, I guess. With teaching, I grew up with teachers, so deep bows to both my mother and also my father, who are consummate lifetime teachers of many things. And I grew up in that environment and just naturally had a desire in my heart to give back. And so I've given back in lots of different ways. through preschool teaching and through teaching kids and adolescents on the autism spectrum, and teaching a course at the Soul Culture Yoga School, and teaching in all different sorts of formats. Teaching is such a gift. I love honing in on individual souls, their journey, what their languages that they speak. We talk so much about that in the Soul Mapping Matrix. Mm-hmm. What is your language and how does it match your landscape? And that's really the art of teaching, is seeing the landscape, knowing maybe just a couple steps ahead, and listening, really listening to what the language is that is being spoken, and how to really communicate something of value in that. And
beautiful.
Narayani is just such, I feel so selfish because it's really just such a
self-full. You're
self-full. I'm self-full. I love it.
It's your
I
dharma.
love the pivot.
It's your dharma, and it's your fortune to have that
That's
everyday
such a beautiful core desire, to be self-full.
Yes,
I like
self-full.
That's going to be a meditation for today, for me.
Self-full.
See, and this is the gift of teaching. It's a two-way street.
How do you go, Raghav?
To Haribol, to teach is to be teachable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that is what kids have taught me, and I see that that's the gift that they offer all of us, is how to be teachable.
Yeah.
Because they're so full. They are self-full.
So we brought out after a morning, and then we brought out breakfast. Kala brought out this
breakfast
amazing
is always the best
map,
learning time.
And this map of the universe that we bring out in our teacher training all the time.
Teaching tools for Soul Culture Yoga School.
Yes, and tell us a little bit about today and the specialness of today.
Yeah, the specialness of today in Vedic culture, which we are immersed in Vedic culture, we are practicing bhakti yogis. And that
aspiring yogis,
yes, we
practicing,
aspire to practice,
because there is so much to learn, and we do talk about the practice as well as the spontaneous love and devotion.
Yes,
aspect.
to hold and cherish that mood in our hearts is our life's aspiration, and that's what. So today is a very special day, and it is called Akshaya Tritya. So Tritya means it's the third day of the lunar cycle. We just had this beautiful new moon eclipse on Saturday that is still rippling out.
Here's one of our sacred bundles.
These sacred medicine bundles as
I'll
part of
show it to you again in a little bit and tell you about it, but here's some nice juju.
This was part of our sacred reconnection retreats.
But this goes along so perfectly with today. So today is the day.
So today is the day, the third lunar day. And what's special about today, there's a couple things. One, and this is Vedic culture, so we're talking Vedic astrology. The sun is in Aries and the moon is in Taurus. The sun is exalted in Aries, the moon is exalted in Taurus. And this only happens once every year. So this day is the day when both the sun, the divine masculine, and the moon, the sacred feminine, are both exalted on the planet for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are. You're going to be receiving the gifts of these energies in your life.
That's why it's kind of nice to have a guide and a system and a navigation tool, because knowing a little bit, and as Kala mentioned, being ahead of the curve is quite nice. But the joy and the amazingness is everyone benefits no matter what.
No matter what. It's automatic.
Service comes freely, and service comes from love. And that's why we keep showing up at 11 a.m. on Tuesdays.
Yes,
and why
we do.
Continue to do so.
Yeah, well, sometime between 11 and 11:11.
Yeah, we've got to get that together.
So this day is the best day to start anything new, especially spiritual endeavors, whether it be committing to a meditation practice, whether it would be committing to a gratitude practice, whether just being extra kind today and sharing that with others. Anything like that is going to be us, but also starting new jobs, starting new creative projects, doing a launch if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a digital creative, doing some sort of new launch is very auspicious.
Or having the idea manifest of it, or deciding you're going to work with a coach.
Some concrete way of expressing it in the physical realm. Not just thinking about it in your head. Take some physical action to anchor it into the physical
Another
reality.
thing you can do is have a conversation that you haven't had. You can put into motion a thought pattern that you've been thinking about. You can start writing a book.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the first things I learned way back in the day when I was doing a tremendous amount of spiritual psychology and psychology, analytics, various types of medicine practices came after that, is that if we do not take our beliefs and our thoughts and our words and put it into the subtle energetic realm, well, from the subtle energetic in our mind into the physical realm,
Mm-hmm.
it does not quite manifest the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And because today is the day that the world was created,
Yes.
basically, it means that
Mm-hmm.
that Taurian energy of making things happen in the physical is so vital and so
Commitment to
important.
the long term and knowing your value.
Knowing your value and knowing that you're a spiritual being, that you're a jiva, a soul, encapsulated in this one time and one opportunity. Do it. Do everything.
Now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Sign up. Put some money on it. Put a ring on it.
Put a ring on it.
Put something of specific value in the material realm onto your spiritual value and make your self-worth known in the world so that there is some movement, some legacy.
Make your self-worth known in the world.
Something yummy, because this is the time.
This is the time.
By the way, we all have pain and we all have shadow, and we have been working tremendously on our marriage for... We've been together for over 10 years now, but our 9-year wedding anniversary is coming up June. The corner. And my God, there's nothing like having a baby, A, buying a house, B, having multiple entrepreneurial businesses, some come, some go, having a yoga studio, bye-bye, having community that shifts and changes as our collective consciousness changes. Holy shay, blah, blah, blah. It's been really intense. So,
it's been quite intense.
How did you teach Narayani that today was the day that the world was created?
Well, by story and by showing her this cosmic map of spiritual and material creation.
All Jai to Shradandi Maharaj and to Vaijanta Mali Didi, because they actually made that map many years ago.
Narayani loves the map. She loves the stories. We all love
stories. It's also in the Brahma Samhita. You can find in the 5th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. If you'd like to get the book, we can tell you
the story and what we were saying, how to take advantage of this day and how to align ourselves with the auspiciousness. It's already here. So we said, you said that today is the day the world was created, which is true, which is in the Vedic canon. It is said that today is the day that Lord Brahma, who is the first being in our universe, there's unlimited universes, and in every universe, this is what I was telling Narayani, I was telling her how all the universes come in and out of Mahavishnu's pores of his skin, unlimited universes. And in each one of those universes, there's another Vishnu who is also laying on his floaty on the ocean, the Govardhak ocean. And out of his navel grows a beautiful lotus. It goes up and up and up. And then out of that lotus, that is the first world. It is Brahma Loka.
Should let the world see your beautiful hands.
My beautiful
These
lotus
cello
hands.
playing lotus hands that heal.
And in the middle of this lotus is the first being, which is Lord Brahma. And when Lord Brahma is born, there is nothing else in the universe. It is darkness on all sides. There's nothing. And so the first thing that Lord Brahma does, when he realizes this and he realizes his own existence and identity, is that he starts remembering and meditating on where he came from. And this is from Lord Krsna. And he starts to offer prayers to Krishna. And then he is given, through Sarasvati Devi, the goddess of knowledge, he's given a mantra to chant, which is a special mantra for Krishna to honor. And so he chants that mantra. And from that process, he is invested and empowered as the creator of everything in the material universe, which is such a beautiful thing for us all to meditate on, that even if we are on this day and we don't have some big launch lined up, we haven't been planning for months to take advantage. Sometimes we do. We did that last year with launching a very deep financial structure for our life to create long-term wealth and longevity. But it can just be a simple, sincere calling out in prayer and deepening of spiritual life to receive from the universe back. It's a call and response relationship that we have.
Jai.
And that's actually, to bring it full circle, what Narayani teaches me the most. No matter what we're doing, is it's a call and response relationship. And I feel, again, almost moved to tears and so blessed that she is constantly calling out, and then I'm responding, and I'm calling out and she's responding, and she does it with such sincerity and purity and enthusiasm.
That's what our whole relationship is. It started with music. It started with, I was teaching yoga classes and you were playing cello for those classes, and we were call and responding, which is what yoga is. It's the divine dance of relationship.
Yeah. So what are you...
Oh, go ahead. I was
just awesome. Say, what do you call and responding?
What do you call and responding?
Yes.
We wanted to share today this small, symphony of our life, because we actually have been asked many times. Kala actually is quite masterful at this day and age at understanding intersections of where business and relationship and finance come together. And we also have our foot in a few different communities, which means we have the pleasure and honor of knowing so many people from so many different languages and countries and traumas and generations and all the different things that make us human and come together to be together and heal and love and serve. And we do that through a few very concrete ways. We have the Soul Culture Yoga School, which is a certification program for teaching people how to hold space as yoga teachers so that you can become the greatest, most empowered, calmest, and practiced healer, visionary, teacher, parent, human being that you can be. And we have watched all of our graduates go on to become amazing at whatever they do, which is a varied array of artistry, entrepreneurship, teaching, and yoga is always part of that. So yoga teaching is actually for most people, because the yoga and the Vedas are for most people, which is what leads us to Soul Mapping Matrix. We needed to put our teaching and my mentorship and his mentorship with me into a program, and that flagship program is called the Soul Mapping Matrix. The Soul Mapping Matrix has many different parts to it, and we are now making those different parts very reasonably priced workshops that you can watch and become part of that community and part of that academy. You get all these beautiful meditations and live music and videos, and then you get to go into our private Facebook groups. We are now switching over from having a lot of public sharing to a little bit more private sharing, but we're not doing it all at once. We're doing it slowly, drip by drip, so that our community from the past can move into the next phase, and so that our new friends can come with us on the next journey. And that leads us to this medicine bundle and the retreats we've been leading here at Sanctuary Mission Trust. It became very obvious that as entrepreneurs, we love business and we love talking about it, but we're much more into holding sacred space and healing for various generations, young to elder, of people who want to hold lineage, people who are not swayed by politics or the various fashions of the day, but who know that politics and the various fashions of the day affect us, and that we all need to be cognizant of them, and that we all need to up-level our landscape and language to kind of be together here on this new earth and this awesome earth and earth. So, Earth and Earth. So we're bringing together the Soul Culture Yoga School with the Soul Mapping Matrix mentorship program, and mostly what we've been doing is working with couples and singles of various kinds who are ready to mentor through the Soul Mapping Matrix to imbibe and integrate the work in their own life, so that you could be sitting somewhere and be pissed off and feel like shit, I'm going to swear shit, and like be totally triggered or like have gone through losing and grieving and identity shift, which we have done.
Job shifts,
job shifts,
home shifts,
all the different cycles and patterns that make us change who we are. That is what soul mapping matrix is to, is to give you an absolute groundbreaking, powerful, but stable process to manage your new way of being and move into your next identity.
Yeah, it's the big picture, and it's also the micro moments and the long-term practices that, as you say, stabilize that practice. And it's also in relation to what we do with the Soul Culture Yoga School, which is what we love to do and dive into when we teach as a medicine practice. But there's so many medicine practices. It's the calling in of rite of passage to rebirth ourselves as spiritual beings, to have that second birth. We all have our own story of coming in contact with that. And so the soul mapping matrix is the map of how one would approach that sort of event in one's life, how one incorporates and works with that and integrates it, and then what is on the other side of that. How does life then really truly begin once we have that in our lives, in the core of our hearts?
If you'd like to talk with us more about mentorship, we start mentorship with a 3-month practice between you and I. Kala comes in for these 20-minute laser sessions. It's really nice to have the sacred feminine along with the divine masculine working with everybody. You are most welcome to reach us through our website, jaishriyoga.com. You can go to soulmappingmatrix.com and check into it, as well as mentorship. And you
can always leave a comment below or send us a DM as well.
Yeah. So today we wanted to just honor the Sacred Reconnection Retreat we just had this past weekend. It was every day going to the temple and being with the sacred, wonderful experience of Arti and Abhishek at times, bathing and worshiping and singing kirtan. But besides that, that's always, we actually make all these things optional. We took these epic waterfall hikes and we went in the water and we made medicine bundles and we hiked the land and we called in and we went in the jacuzzi and we ate amazing meals,
did a little yoga,
did some
and
yoga
spontaneous
and some
movements and meditation.
I wanted you, Kala, to offer a little bit of flute out so that we can offer a little of this feeling that we share in on our retreats. Some medicine vibes. There's nothing like walking and through the forest or through a hike and Kala playing this flute. And from our land, this birch and dandelion and our of our many mushrooms, we have just some turkey tail here. This is actually a hawk tail, red hawk feather that I found, and some pine, white pine, and Kala and Narayani put these together and we gave them. And every human being is coming from some, tribe or lineage or group, and we honor all of them. And that is why Vedanta wins for us. It's not because we want anyone else to only have one path. It's because we know that all paths lead back to that Radhe Radhe, victory to the goddess, understanding our sacred generational wealth while moving forward and clearing past false identities, false egos, false ideas of who we are and how we have to be in the world. You're meant to shine. You're meant to be happy. You're meant to be in your dharma. So we hope to support that on your journey. Leave us a comment and be in touch.
Jai ho.
Jai ho. Radhe, 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 Jai 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 Shri Radhe. Radhe, 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 Jai 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 Shri Radhe. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha, kripa sindhubhya eva cha, patitanam pavanebhyo, vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Here's to the next Sacred Reconnection retreat. Here's to the next time you say yes to working with a coach or to feeling amazing by making a choice that grounds you in this world.
Standing in your
Radhe.
truth, calling out to the universe and receiving the divine blessings and abundance and prosperity that is your birthright.
Jai. See you next week. Yes, please.